Hey there guys, Erica here from Highway 49 RC. I'll admit that feels a little weird to say, but that's okay. Also, if you hear dinging in the background, I apologize. There is now a wind chime outside my window, so please put up with it. Thank you. So yeah, I want to work on the Gelande today. Last time, in my last proper video, if you remember, we kind of trashed the front end. And it wasn't really a hard impact kind of thing, it was just an overtime wear. So basically what happened is the C-hub screws, like the knuckle screws that go through the knuckle into the C-hub, they stripped out. And it's just an overtime thing. And the issue with these RC4WD Gelande 2 axles is that they're one piece. The C-hub and the axle housing are all one piece, so if they strip out, you have to replace the entire axle. And normally you could just get an axle housing, but I could not find one. For the life of me, I looked so hard, I spent so long looking, and I could not find one. So we're just going to put in a whole new axle. Wasn't too bad, it was like 75 bucks, so pretty decently priced. I will have to swap over my CV axles that are in here already, swap over my brake parts, and swap over my scale brake line. First thing I want to do, basically, is just tear the whole front end apart, get the axle out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I pulled the wheels off. First thing I'm going to do is just pull my sway bar off, and then I'm going to disconnect my lower links. And also the upper link, or upper control arm, if you want to call it that. Okay, those are off. So now, basically all it's holding it is the shocks and the steering linkage. Which steering linkage I'm going to try and take off here. Oh, okay. Alright. Steering link's off along with the brake caliper bracket. That's going to get put back on later. We'll screw with that again later. Okay. Everything's falling apart now, which I guess is a good thing. Pull these shocks off, and then it's pretty much going to be completely disconnected. The drive shaft will still be on there, that's okay. And then I'm also going to figure out how I attach the brake hose, scale one, from the, okay, yep, there we go. And there's a bushing behind that. How that is attached up here to the chassis, because I don't remember. Okay, it was just pushed through, perfect. Last screw down here, and then it will be ready to swap parts over. There we go. Front axle pulled out. Now we just gotta swap all the parts over to the new one. At this point, I'm pretty much just gonna start pulling parts off because that's the easiest thing to do here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the brake caliper bracket and brake caliper. Along with the brake rotor, aka wheel hex. Just pop those guys off, like so. Those will get transferred onto the new one. And then undo the bottom screw here as well. Now, all this should just pop apart. There we go. I'm dropping pieces all over the place, but that's fine. Okay. Steering linkages, that's that. So this is our CV axle that I have to swap into this housing. This is our other one. Right here. If you don't remember, we installed these in, gosh, Upgrading the Gelande series. Don't remember what episode for the life of me. But that was pretty cool. Definitely a cool series if you want to go check that out. Highly recommend it. We custom built that body back there, custom built the roll cage, did lots of upgrades to the vehicle, and was all around a super awesome build. Alright, now I'm going to pull off the, what are they, knuckles? Yeah, steering knuckles off the new axle, pop the new axle shafts in, and slap it back together real quick. Okay, I got this side done. Took a little bit of fuddling, but that's okay. We'll see if we can get this side any better. So, basically, take the knuckle off. The top screw gets discarded because we are putting a longer screw in its place. So the knuckle comes off, old dog bone comes out, old axle shaft comes out, new axle shaft goes in, like so, and then the top bushing has to be swapped out because we're adding a little bit extra layer because of the brake caliper bracket. So that sits in the top of there. Now this, go back onto the axle, like so. The bottom screw can go back in with a little bit of thread lock. Wait, that's not the bottom. That is the top. Whoops, it's okay. Just spin this 180. And try and get this back in. Come on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, had it upside down. Alright, now we can put the bottom screw in. I need to find another top screw for this, so give me 1 sec, and I'll be back. Okay, got a new top screw. This next little bit is kind of tricky, because gotta put the pin for the hex in / rotor. That has to be held on. Okay, sorry, that was more difficult than anticipated. You gotta hold the rotor on there while putting this on there, the caliper bracket, and then your top bolts can go in there as well. So now on this side, there is a screw holding the bracket in place, whereas this side there's not. That's because the steering linkage actually screws onto there and holds it in place. So now basically all I gotta do is swap over the links. That should be quick and straightforward. Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot. The truss on this, the lower links are also attached to. So I can literally just take the truss off and the lower links will come with it. Okay. So all that comes off, and so does my scale brake line. That I'm going to take outside and get situated onto the axle, because as I recall, I had to actually use my Dremel and die grind. Yeah, I had to die grind little grooves into the housing so that the brake line would actually sit in there properly. So I'm gonna go do that real fast. Don't mind me, and I'll be back. I'll put the drive shaft on, get this stuff attached, and put this back in the truck. I got the grooves ground into the axle as they need to be. Now I just gotta try and get all this situated in here as it's supposed to be, and get it screwed down. There we go. Okay, let's try this. Okay, there we go. Last but not least, just gotta pop the drive shaft back on, and then this will be ready to go back in the truck. As I've been doing this, I've been filming a time lapse, so once I get this drive shaft half on there, I'll go ahead and throw that time lapse on and some music, and I'll get this back in the truck, and then come back to you when that's done. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, I lied. I did forget one thing. The steering linkage, but, you know, that's pretty self-explanatory. That just goes there. Well, it goes there. You get the idea. I'll see you in a sec. Alright, well, there you go, guys. New axle's been installed and she's ready to rock again. I am gonna mess with the steering knuckles and bearings a little bit because this amount of play I am not happy with. The lug nuts are tight. Jeez, I'm starting to call everything what they're really called on real cars now. The wheel nut is tight, but there's slop. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm gonna mess with maybe shimming it, maybe try some different bearings if I have some. Just try and minimize that a little bit because I don't like that, and like that amount of wiggling is eventually going to translate into the steering knuckle, which is not good. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased. It took a lot less time than I was anticipating. I'm glad I was finally able to get this done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed at least a little bit. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. As always, follow me on Instagram, support me on Patreon, join the Discord server. There's been some insane stuff going on in the Discord server recently. Like, I'm serious, if you guys aren't in my Discord, it's in the description as always, but you guys need to go check that out. Like, there are some incredible builders that are doing incredible things on there. Like, seriously, you guys gotta go check it out. Anyways, enough of my rambling. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.